Good morning, everybody. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm on the van going to our tour for today. Didn't have the same issues as yesterday. Van showed up and I'm on my way. So more to come. Thanks for joining me this morning. After a 2-hour ride in the bus, we stopped and we are at a restaurant serving breakfast. Very nice breakfast. Let me show you. So they had all kinds of fruit and some eggs and some pancakes, some bread as well. I didn't take any. Orange juice, coffee, and we had a large group here having a breakfast this morning. So we're no longer in the city, as you can tell. We are out in the mountains. And this is the restaurant. A lot of people here enjoying breakfast. We're going to be here for a half an hour, and then we are continuing on. I think we have another hour and a half, 2-hour drive to get to where we're going. Here at the breakfast spot, but I have this interesting tree. Look at that one limb. It just comes and curls all around that. Hey guys, we're at the kickoff point of the hike. It was a 50-minute ride on the bus. We're getting ready. We're actually starting our hike now. They distributed poles. It's a little cool up here, so I'm got the fleece jacket on. Be bold, start cold, but let's not be dumb about it. Not sure how long the hike is. I think they said an hour and a half of hiking. The elevation, 13,780 feet. So it's going to be a personal high, record high for me. So I'll show you actually tell you where we're going. We're going to Humantay Lake. And so we're heading to Humantay Lake. And this will be a great hike. Thanks. So it is a very overcast day. We're at the end of the rainy season. There's actually a landslide up there. So we've got to go and hike around up. We're going to be going up and then across rather than going the way they normally go. So van stop here, the bathrooms, and another one in an hour. But you see how many vans are here, people hiking this hike today. We've done a little bit of climbing. You can see the vans all the way down there. Hey guys, made a little bit of a mistake. I forgot to turn the tracker on when we did that first big climb, but I've had it on since then. We've done 0.8 miles since then, so we've probably done a total of a mile. This is the view. It's beautiful. Got a lot of overcast though. Sun's coming out though, which is nice. Maybe it will clear off by the time we get up there. So we're going to be hiking that way when we head out. We have about 6 kilometers total today. Last part is very steep. They have horses that will take you. We'll see. Probably not. But yep, we're getting ready to go. And I wanted to give you a shot of this beautiful view. Water coming off the mountain here. Look at that view. Beautiful waterfall up there coming off the mountain. Waterfall that big means there's lots of mountain above that. Another waterfall caused from the runoff. We're heading up this way. Got a bridge to cross. Another shot of that waterfall. I'm standing on the bridge. We're heading up that direction. We've reached Sky Camp, so now we have a decision to make. Continue hiking or take the horses. Sorry guys, I'm out of breath. That's the view going up. See all the horses. My entire group went and got horses. Am I smart enough to do that? Nope. I've got about 1,000 feet more climb, 320 meters. So I think that's about 1,000 feet of elevation left. So beautiful view from up here. Continuing hiking. Continuing to make progress, but it is slow. I'm not used to this elevation. My lungs are burning. So do a little bit and then I sit for a bit. I think the rest of the group is still down there with the horses though. So, hey guys, there comes a time when you gotta cut your losses. Know your limits. It's a long way up there. I'm at 13,400 feet and this is actually the highest I've ever hiked. My lungs are burning. I'm not used to this elevation and I got a big hike coming up in a couple days. My lungs need time to acclimate, but this at least was a test to see how I did. I was really slow coming up this last climb, which is okay. Yeah, I'll get there when I get there. But if I was doing this for 6 kilometers, it would be an issue. So I talked to the guide, told him I wasn't going to make it, or probably wasn't going to make it. And if not, I'd meet him back down at that base camp where they got the horses at. So I'm getting ready to head back down there. Just wanted to give you an update. I'll show you how far we've come. So that's the base camp all the way down there. There's still people coming up. I probably could force myself to do a little bit more, but no use breaking myself on this day. So I'm going to head back down and see where it goes. Thanks guys. We'll have more pictures on the way down. It's raining now. I hope it clears up a little bit. So I made it down to base camp. That sun is really bothering me. Let's get a hat on. That's better. So I made it down to base camp. So I'm waiting here till my guide shows up. I told him I'd wait here, not go all the way down to the bus. So had some snacks, had some water, I'm just waiting around. So there behind you, you can see where I climbed up all the way out to that, above that rock outcropping up there, right here. So I was going around that rock outcropping where it said, you know, this probably isn't worth it. It's too high of elevation. The interesting thing is I found out the hike I'm doing tomorrow is a higher elevation yet, but it's not as strenuous. So we'll see how that one goes. Again, know my limits. I'm not going to push beyond what I can do. Don't get to see the beautiful sight, but I had a good breakfast. Supposed to have a good lunch, and was out with some people and got to do some hiking. So even if I didn't get to see the lake, I don't see it as a failure. Yeah, I wish I got to see the lake, but as I said, no sense pushing myself and hurting myself before I do attempt Machu Picchu in a few days. So thanks for joining me. We'll do some more video on the way back down. See some beautiful waterfalls on the way up. So we'll take some video of those on the way down. And then I'll be on my way back to have lunch and then back to the hotel. So see you in a little bit. The cloud cover is lifted a bit. I didn't see it before because of the cloud cover. Look at there, you can see snow still up there. So, yep, still some snow up there. I don't know whether that's not much higher than the elevation we were going. So here's a map. Here's where we're at. We're at 3,900 feet. This is where I was going to, 4476. Didn't quite make it there. That's meters, not feet. I think it said 3,900 feet. It's 3,900 meters, which is about over 3 times that. So, and they also warned you of condors, bears, and pumas. mountain lions. Didn't see any of those while I'm out here, but waiting around, and I just happened to see the map. I thought I'd come over and show you. I think we probably made it about halfway up here. Didn't before I turned around, but having trouble breathing when I was up there, and it wasn't worth it. So turned around and came down. Thanks. So part of my group is here. The rest are flowing in. But look at the snow up there on the mountains now. Now that some of the fog is burned off. And if we look this way, we got a couple waterfalls. There's one right there. And there's one right over there. And over on this side we have some beautiful peaks. A little bit of snow up there as well. Getting ready to head down to the bus, so we'll be leaving shortly. Here's a different view of that waterfall we saw before. I'm heading down there to cross the bridge and then continuing on. We're back to this other waterfall. They actually built a bridge across this one too. Getting ready to head over there. There's a very large waterfall. Starts way up there. It's not a lot of volume, but it comes all the way down to this creek. So we're going to cross this and continue on. Here's another look down that valley. And down there are the vans. So we're getting close. Continuing on. So here's a waterfall I didn't tape the coming down. And I am going to cross here. So we'll see how bad I get. I made it. Cool. Heading to the van right there. And then we'll head back to the hotel. So lunch is included with our trip as well. So we stop for lunch, and then after this we got a 2-hour drive back to Cusco. So this is my lunch. Well, this is a whole lot different view than we had this morning when all the fog was here. This is that same place where we had breakfast. So after lunch, we boarded the van and headed back to Cusco. It was a 2-hour drive. We actually ended up being longer than that because the van had a tire issue. We had to pull over at a service station and have that fixed. So probably about 2.5 hours. They dropped us off downtown rather than at our hotels. And so I had a 0.7 mile walk back to the hotel after I got to Cusco. Which was good that I had a 2.5 hour break. Had no problem doing the 0.7 miles here in Cusco. The altitude is a little less. That was the big problem today, was the altitude. I just could not breathe when I was up there. I'd walk about 20 meters or 20 yards and have to stop and catch my breath and then do another 20 yards. And I just was not making any time. And it's like, this isn't worth it. And so I turned around and went back. And as I said, I don't look at it as a failure. I tested my limits today. Flying in yesterday and not getting acclimated for a couple days and doing that trip was tough. I'm supposed to do another trip tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. I'm trying to decide whether I want to do that because I found out today, while it's not as steep, it is higher elevation than we were today. So I may just decide to skip that. We'll see in the morning. Thanks for joining me, guys. I do have a video that I'm going to stick here on the very end. This is a video of what I missed. It was taken by the guide when he was up there, and he sent me a copy of it.
It's only like 15 seconds or so, but you'll get to see the lake that I missed. Thanks for joining me.